David here from the Self-Sufficient You community, and happy to have another podcast episode. Thrilled today to introduce to you Rachael Jewell of the Harmonic Egg of Ottawa. Rachael, how you doing today?
Hi, David. Thank you so much. This is amazing to be able to talk to you today. I'm great.
I'm
Do
very pleased to have you with me. I've had the pleasure of experiencing the egg for myself, so I'll be able to maybe share some of my personal insights as we go through our conversation. But before we get into the egg, I would love for you to be able to share with our audience a little bit about who you are and how did you end up here with that beautiful piece of healing machinery behind you.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I wonder that too. It's when I think back to a few years ago, I was in a completely different place in my life, and as we all were, we know the beginning of, we won't call it whatever it was, but it was a jump start to push us all in the direction that I think we were meant to go, and we're somewhat resisting. So I'm a singer and a voice teacher, and I've been doing that all my life. I have a background in classical music. So music has always been my life. And I knew there was something more to it, though. There was something that wasn't fulfilling me. I love to teach and I love to sing, but I think I just always had a bigger vision and I had no idea what it was until I found sound healing. And I didn't know that existed. I thought it was the most amazing thing. But at the same time, there's part of me questioning it. And I ended up doing a lot of research into energy therapy and the power of music and vibrational frequency on the body, and just judging on my own experience and how it transmutes emotions. And I was kind of doing it all naturally. And then I started to dissect how it was affecting me and how I was able to help my students in order to heal themselves of certain things or blockages, because I started to find that there were similarities in voices when they had blocks in the voice or not being able to produce certain pitches freely, because ultimately we're all looking for freedom in some way. And when it came to singing, we wanted that freedom and openness and space in the voice. So that's where my interest started to move towards, was how frequency affected the body. And then I started looking a little bit into color. I wasn't so much attracted to it, but it interested me. So I read some books on that. And then we found the egg. My mom, who is the co-owner of the Harmonic Egg, Carrie Gray, she found it in her own way. So she's from Peterborough, and I've been in Ottawa since I was 19. So about, gosh, I'm 35 now. So it's been a little while. But yeah, so we both found it separately through Gaia TV, watching Gail Lynn, who is the inventor of the harmonic egg. And I was interested in it, but it wasn't in Canada yet. The first one opened in Niagara Falls. And so we ended up going to Niagara Falls when it did open 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember. I feel like time is just
Yep.
an illusion at this point. But we both went as soon as it opened, had the most profound experience, and we ended up deciding to open a harmonic egg, which was then unleashed a whole new set of things that we were learning about ourselves. We've never opened a business like this before. Starting to heal our own blocks and limiting beliefs and self-worth, and just we've been going through our own journey with this, and we have weekly sessions. So it is recommended to have a session every week. Some people can't do that, so we do have packages and monthly sessions for that as well. But that's how we ended up with the egg.
So first time entrepreneurs started off teaching singing, um,
Yeah.
elevated singing to almost medicinal healing. Wow, what an elevation that was. And I can't think of too many people who've taken an art form like that and raised it to a healing level. Just it's almost just very few people I can think of who've done that. So congratulations to you. And not only that, in helping your students, not just to like you said, just to unlock their voice and to shed any blockages they have, so they have the freedom to sing as nature intended, but to heal their body with the sound and the frequency, and then to transform that into a business with your mom. Now, your mom isn't just your mom. Your mom is also a professional in her own right too, right?
Yes, she's an osteopath. She's also a singer as well. So she works with the body. She's very intuitive with the manual work. So she does offer that here as well.
So together with the sound healing and with yourself and your mom, who's an osteopath, together you guys found. Was it? You said you found it on Gaia. I guess you just kind of stumbled uh,
Yeah,
on
I
it.
think I was just watching every episode. And so it came upon that, and I was really, really drawn to it.
And Niagara was the first one in Canada, and you're the second.
No, there's been a few others since. I think probably Vancouver Island or
Okay.
Vancouver around there. I think they were around the second one. So I'm not totally sure, but it is popping up all over the place now. There's
Okay.
one in Kingston, there's Montreal, um, yeah, St. Catharines, Niagara Falls.
Okay. So for people who are watching this across Canada, they can look up hopefully one near them. Obviously, if you're in and around the Ottawa area, you want to be checking out Rachel and
Yeah.
Carrie, who's on Carling Avenue near Ottawa. In
Yes.
Ottawa, near I guess a new diamond storage
Yep.
monstrosity that's being built.
Nutrichem, right
Chem.
above the money exchange, currency exchange. Everybody knows where that is.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a little bit about the egg, obviously. So that is it behind
Mm.
you. Tell us a little bit about how it works, and what are some of the benefits that people can expect? Like, what are some of maybe the illness, not the illnesses, but maybe the
Yeah.
symptoms that people may be feeling that this may be able to help?
Yeah. Well, this is Merlin. We've named both of the eggs. We have two of them. So just so you know, you can bring somebody in with you. And how the egg works, it is in the shape of a dodecahedron. So it incorporates sacred geometry as well as sound, color, and light frequencies and vibration. So the combination of all of this energy works with your body's energy field to balance out anything that is out of harmony and bring you back into homeostasis. And from there, the body begins to heal and repair itself. Every session starts with a nervous system reset because, or we shouldn't say reset, it's a balancing. We're activating the parasympathetic nervous system. This is where the body can heal and repair itself. Most of us are acting every day in some form of fight or flight in the sympathetic nervous system. And we often don't even realize it. Even when we're sitting at home thinking we're on vacation, we can still be thinking and overthinking about things. And we're not actually giving the body the time and space to relax and let go of all the stress hormones. And so in a session, you're giving your body that opportunity to release and let go and feel safe. So you are in we close you in there, but the door does open. And so it's a 50-minute session, 50. There's 40 minutes of music with 10 minutes of silence. And it's kind of like meditation on a whole other level. Everybody's experience is different the first time because you can be a little bit more aware of what's happening. And a lot of people are thinking, what's going on? Am I supposed to be feeling or doing this? But when you can let yourself relax and let go, lots of profound things can happen. Um, for myself, my first session, I had no idea what to expect, but I am very sensitive and very intuitive. And I think a lot of people are, and most people who are interested in energy work are sensitive. So anybody who comes to the egg is usually meant to be there for some reason. So I felt a lot of pressure in my chest and in my head, which is where I'm an overthinker. I think a lot. So energy can get trapped if it's not expressed, and emotions get it trapped as well. And so a lot of us have something called a heart wall. And this is where we block energy, and we actually block ourselves from receiving energy because we are afraid of the pain, or we are afraid of something. We're just afraid of feeling. And we can create these walls. So right away, I felt this pressure in my heart. And as that started to release, I started to cry. And it was more like a therapeutic cry than anything. And that is a very common thing that can happen. People will release through tears. Um, you may see memories come up. You may just have these intuitive knowings of what that is, because anything stored in the body is linked to an experience that we're holding on to or we're attached to, that we're protecting. And once that energy can move and release from the body, it's usually gone. Like you don't even have the memories anymore. And that's what I've been finding throughout my life. It's that they're just not there anymore. I don't have those feelings. I don't feel anxiety the way that I used to. And when I do feel it, my body knows how to regulate itself quicker, because that's ultimately what we want to do, is to help you understand that you're the one with all the power. Your body knows exactly what to do. So we're kind of resetting your new normal. And that's not to be in fight or flight. It's to be in a state of peace, calm, and relaxation. And it's only from these places of clarity that we can make right decisions and know how to handle situations and not come from or express from a state of fear or anger. And I think that's coming up a lot in our society. And that's why we're here. I believe that that's why all these modalities are coming up, because there's no, what's the word? Side effects. There are no bad side effects. It's not like
Yeah.
taking some medication where you have to take another medication for the side effects. It's simply energy learning how to balancing itself out.
So it's really intended as a to you said a bunch of things, and I just want to kind of understand. So it's really to rebalance at a cellular level. Is that accurate?
Yep. Yep.
From energy
Starts with the energy body.
Yep.
So everything starts as energy before it becomes physical.
The
You
reset
have a
of the
thought.
nervous system, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like your body is like a no different than a computer, right? I mean, think of or a phone. How
Intelligence.
often do we reset our computer, our phone? We're told to at least I'm told to do it once a week. Why? Because the memory gets full, or there's too much code that gets stored in the system, and then you need to release that so it can
Yep.
perform optimally. So this sounds very similar to resetting your operating system, which is your nervous system, right?
I've been told actually that if you look at your phone or you look at your computer and you see how much stuff we have stored on it, it's a reflection of your inner world. So if you look at your house, if you look, is it disorganized? Is it hard to let go of something? Are you really attached to something? That's a reflection of your inner world. You have an emotional attachment to something. So if you can't lose your phone without getting angry or afraid, then there's something going on in there that you've got to let go of. And I think often the universe that will happen to us in order for us to see it.
Yeah.
It's actually you're showing yourself what it is that you may not be aware
Yeah,
of.
it's like an
Yeah.
expression of you, your environment.
Yeah,
You basically create your environments. It's an expression of you.
exactly.
I like what you said about kind of the anxiety, and I'm a believer that and I'm a believer because I've had these wonderful conversations with others where growing up, just being a human over the years, trauma gets stored with us, right, and it gets stored in our bodies, in our minds, in our muscles, and it can become stiff, tense, and
Yeah.
then we can't move as much, and all those emotional traumas get physically manifested in us, and like you said, then the energy can't flow out, and it can't flow in.
I'm
So,
in.
yeah, exactly. So there's no traffic. It's just you're stuck. You're like a rock that can't move.
And people will literally say, I feel so stuck in my life.
Yeah.
Listen to your words. You're actually speaking exactly what's going on inside.
Yeah. So I had the wonderful experience of the egg. Now, my experience was in terms of just walking through the process. You sat down with me before my session, and you asked me some questions, and maybe we can talk a little bit about the process, because the way I remember is that your experience in the egg is actually tailored to the individual. So the lights are a different color. The music that you choose is for a certain reason, right? So maybe talk a little bit about the process to customize it for the individual, and then maybe what you kind of talked about what happens inside, but maybe what are some of the differences in terms of the colors and the sound, and what are their benefits?
Yeah, well, we do have lost track of how many because we're getting new ones in all the time, but I think there's about 65 tracks now. And all the music is very intentional, and certain instruments, keys, and also the musicians are kind of vetted before the music is created. So a lot of the music is created by Harmonic Egg, and it's like you said, tailored towards what it is that you want to be uh, aligning in your body. So more calming music would be, most of it's pretty calming music, but there's drums and there's some deeper music that really gets into the bones and the muscles, and it really kind of moves things in the body. So yeah, we choose that music according to what it is that you want to focus on, and the colors as well. So calming colors would be the blues, the purples, and the greens. And then if we want to do more things like detoxing, we would go into oranges and yellows and reds more in the body. So those, it goes with the chakra system.
Right.
Um, yeah.
I can't remember what I filled out, um, but I do remember, I guess, how I felt leaving after the session, and I think I felt tired, if I
Yeah.
remember. It was more like a relaxing feeling, probably more relaxing than tired,
Yep.
um, more calm, and probably was because I've never had this before, and probably never, I don't do kind of calming things, like meditate or things like that. I don't do that often enough. So I feel like I left that session very rejuvenated, very relaxed, very calm. And if I remember, the kind of sound that you picked for me was like drums, a lot of drums and flutes. And I think the color was purple.
I can't remember. Was it me that put you in or mom? I'm not, maybe it was me.
I
I
was
actually
in the
can't
one behind
remember.
you. I was in Merlin. I can't remember who.
A
I
while
think it was
ago.
you actually.
Okay. I
Yeah,
don't know, I'm not remembering.
no, it's okay. I don't expect you to remember because it was a little while ago. But I'm just trying
Yeah.
to share, I guess, how I felt leaving. And I guess people experience different things, right? Like people will come out of there feeling energetic or exhausted and everything in between, right?
And people can go in the same piece of music and have a totally different experience. It's some people, like you said, they're really energized. Other people will go home and literally sleep for 12 hours.
That sounds more like me, where I was tired even the next day.
Yeah. And that's a really common thing when you have energy work done. There's an integration process. So when you're so used to being a certain vibrational frequency all the time, your body has to now readjust. It's kind of like being a boat on the water. It's getting used to the energy flowing through it now. So it actually takes time for you to get back to yourself, which can be usually within a day, I find. But the integration period is about 5 to 7 days for everybody.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because it actually requires energy from you to move from one frequency to another. If you're
Yeah.
just sitting
Yeah.
at the same frequency all the time, you're not consuming necessarily as much energy if you have to move. And that's probably
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
So,
really important to stay hydrated after these sessions because your body does detox. So hydration, making sure not to drink alcohol or any low vibrational foods or heavy foods, just because you want to give your body the all the opportunity to yeah, well, it's going to start to heal and repair. That's kind of why. When your nervous system is when your parasympathetic nervous system is activated, your body's starting to heal and repair itself, probably from things you don't even know are going on inside. So when you're tired, it's your body saying, it's time to rest.
yeah, yeah. And most people I know, I don't do that very well.
Yeah, it's a challenge in these times. We feel like we have to be working all the time.
Yeah. Now, some people are going to be watching this and wondering, well, I can put on a YouTube playlist at home with sound healing, and I have a colored lamp that I can turn on. Why can't I just do this at home and get the same results? What do you say?
And you can. I believe that we all have the ability to do it within ourselves. Everything we create outside of us is just a reflection of our own abilities. I think it's more of a remembering of what that feels like. So the shape of the egg is a dodecahedron and it enhances the energy inside of it. So um, pretty much everybody comes out of there feeling like I didn't know I could meditate. I didn't, where did the time go? Where you're literally lifting out of your body. And so you can do it at home, but I think people get distracted. And when you're inside of the egg, there's no distractions. You are in there, you've committed that time to yourself and body how to do that on its own. So I encourage people to want to be able to do that at home.
Yeah, I think for me you nailed it, because I mean we do that here at home sometimes. We often have sound healing music on in the background, but the egg itself, like you said, the shape of it, I think, is quite unique. Where you go to a session at the Harmonic Egg, you're in the egg in itself, and just the way it's shaped, the music and the sound all together, the combination of all three elements together, I think has a more powerful impact. And like you said, you're not distracted too. You're there for 50 minutes receiving all of the benefits. And that chair you have is really comfortable, and you put a nice heavy wool blanket over. So it's such a relaxing, comfortable experience. And I guess the one thing I should say, it's not pitch black inside.
Mhm.
There is some light. So I know I've been to other places like sensory deprivation where it's completely black, completely silent, and I got to tell you, I was bored. So I didn't like the sensory deprivation, but I really enjoyed my experience in the egg because it was super comfortable. I did have a little bit of light. I did have some music, and it was yeah, it was like sitting in a really comfortable place in my living room, almost with my eyes closed. It was very relaxing. But knowing that the shape of that egg really magnifies the benefits to an individual.
Yeah, I mean, we live in boxes and energy gets trapped in boxes. And there's something called feng shui too. It's energetically inside of our homes, the busyness of what's going on outside of our homes as well. It's the Wi-Fi. We don't even realize really how affected we are by energy constantly. And yeah, here the egg, everything gets blocked out from that.
Yeah, I would say that for me, it's probably a once a month um, session because, like you said, particularly the Wi-Fi, think about how much EMF that we're bombarded with every day just from, the computer we're sitting in front of right now, but probably we're going to spend a few more hours in our day. The phone, the routers. If you live in an apartment building, you're surrounded three-dimensionally by everyone else's router, their microwave oven, their TV, their phone. Um, so, I mean, there are things to do that you can mitigate the EMF, but something
Mhm.
like this is going to do a whole body a reset almost, right? And enable you to better handle the EMF that you're facing every day.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, tell me about your packages, the costs, and let's go with that.
Well, so normally our individual sessions are 125 plus tax. We do have a Wednesday special price going on until further notice. We're not sure when we're going to end it, but it's every Wednesday and it's $75.
Oh wow, that's a
Just
great
have
deal.
to, yeah, yep. You just have to book it on a Wednesday and you're good. And we also have packages as well. There's a Trinity package with 3 sessions for 333. There's the transformation package, which is 950 for 10. And then we also have a monthly Ascension membership. So that's when you come once a month and it's $90, but you also get some electrolytes. We give you a canister of electrolytes when you sign up, and then every additional session is 80. And we have more information on that on our website at harmoniceggottawa.com. It doesn't say anything about the $75 on there, but just go into book at Notero and it'll be there.
And you're open. What are your hours?
from Monday to Saturday, 10 to 7. The last session would be at 5:30. So we allow for 90 minutes per session, so that we can go through your intake form and give you some time to integrate at the end. I never like feeling like we need to rush anybody out. Once you calm the nervous system, you want to stay that way. Yeah, so Monday to Saturday and 10 to 7.
Yeah, and the one thing I have to say is you have a beautiful facility.
Thank
You have a
you.
beautiful office space. You've wonderful couches, just beautiful decor. It's a very welcoming, very comfortable, very relaxing environment. And when I was there, you're not rushed. Um, just you feel very welcomed, and yeah, lots of time. Like you said, the session's 50 minutes, but you allow 90, like you said, just to walk in the door, get yourself settled in, and to go through that process of customizing the experience. And then afterwards, yeah, it was just a fantastic experience, not just in the egg but overall.
Thank you. Well, that's great to know.
You're doing a marvelous job.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, what's a one fun fact? I'm just going to shift gears a little bit, that maybe people don't know about you. You mentioned you're a singer, but and you have this new entrepreneurial business, but you also do other sound healing things too, right? Maybe tell us a little
Yeah.
about those.
So I'm a sound healer and I channel with my voice. I use crystal bowls and my voice during group sound healings, but I also do one-on-one sessions. And I'm a multi-genre type singer. I've always sung classically. I did my master's degree in opera, and then I started transitioning into other genres just because I felt like it was fun. I didn't necessarily think I could do it at the time, but now I'm also in a rock band called Sussex. So we have some shows coming up this summer too. And I'm going to do another classical recital sometime at the end of the month. But I've also done and I've written pop music, and I have one single that came out a couple of years ago called Dream. And I did a little bit of jazz as well. So I just love to be able to play with my voice, open up, and it's expression. It's just,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a true artist where you always want to do more or do better or do something different just to see what
Yeah,
else you can do, right? It's like a chef. You want to keep going and see what else you can do in craft. It's same with what you're doing from the sounds of it.
exactly. It's such a different experience for
Yeah.
everything. The sound healing is just more calming, and I feel connected to nature and the natural sounds, and there's no words to it, so I can just express. But then rock, it's like you're more connected to your raw side, the warrior woman side. And then classical and opera, well, that's just the full spectrum of the voice and sound and power. And yeah, I just love how the voice is such an incredibly versatile thing. I mean, most instruments are created in order to imitate the voice, but
That's
we have that power within us. We can also heal our own bodies with vocal toning, which I'll be doing a workshop with a friend of mine, Samara, on the 28th of July. I keep wanting to say February. I don't know why. Keep me in the summer. July, where she will be facilitating vocal toning, which is going to help people to realign themselves just with that. And
so that's on
it's
the
really
28th. Where is that happening?
it's going to be at my home in Barhaven.
Okay.
So that's 1172 Chapman Mills Drive. Technically Nepean, I think it is, but
Okay. And how
yeah.
often do you do your sound healing sessions and workshops?
Every 2 weeks. The next one is going to be on the 22nd. Yeah, 22nd of July. And then it's every 2 weeks from there. And if people want to follow me at, well, there's Rachael Jewell Music. That's my music Instagram. And for the sound healing, it's Rachael Jewell _ celestial sounds. And then, of course, there's Harmonic Egg Ottawa.
Exactly. You've taken over the I was going to say acoustic, but auditory space from sound healing to music to all the different genres. You are the
Yeah.
the sound healing guru.
Yep. Well, one day I will be a guru.
So everyone who's in Ottawa or in around Ottawa, I highly recommend to at least have one session of the egg to visit Rachel and Carrie at Harmonic Egg Ottawa. And the address is,
2571, Unit 205, Carling Avenue.
and it's they have beautiful office space. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that you're going to get amazing benefits by having one session, and you're probably going to want to book subsequent ones because, like we've been talking about, doing one reset of your nervous system or creating that energy flow that we all need is more than just once. Probably want to do it on a regular basis, and you have some fantastic packages that are available to enable that. And of course, you have that amazing deal on Wednesdays that could be something that someone test drives you on a Wednesday at a great price, and then gets a package after that once they realize the fantastic benefits.
Yes. Thank you, David. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. I'm going to leave the last word to you. Anything you'd like to share before we go?
Oh, I'm really grateful that we got to connect. I feel like since we've started the egg, I've made so many connections with people, and I think the universe is really bringing together our tribe. And I'm super grateful that everyone that I'm surrounded by now is empowering themselves, stepping into who they are and doing what they want to do. And I'm really happy that I get to be a part of helping other people do that as well.
Yeah, that's a big part of the community is people working on maybe a 2.0 version of themselves, and it's one of the positives that has come out of the past few years, and people finally able to express their God-given talents and to help
Yeah.
others. And thank you for doing what you're doing. You're not just running a business, but really what you're doing is it's a way to help others, and that's really the most important thing.
Yeah. Be the reflection.
Well, thank you again, Rachel, and I hope we'll be able to talk again in the future to get an update about the egg and anything else that's going on with your sound healing workshops and music recordings.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for having this platform.
Thank you again. We'll talk to you again soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye.